So we talked about last week, Cyberpunk Edgerunners anime. It's huge right now. It's like huge right now because it's like, I mean, it's like one of the best shows I've seen in a while. Like animes too. It's just like, but I think it's just back to that whole violence thing. And I've heard people who are not Americans like, how do you watch this stuff? It's so debased and there's just so much violence. I mean, it's a lot of violence. But that's the Cyberpunk game is like that. It's just like futuristic gang wars where it's like, if you get hit with a bullet, half your body's gone, or people are blowing you up, or dudes are running around with cyber arms and super speed and they just cut you in half and you just blow up. You know what I mean? But it kind of covers what it means to be human. Like
it's bullshit, but it entertains me.
Yeah, right. So I agree that it's hyper violent, but that's what they're trying. That's the point. Like a futuristic, debased, hyper capitalistic, hyper violent world where it's like either you're born with money, you get lucky, or you're a criminal. That's it. AI and technology probably is taking most of the jobs.
Yeah.
So you either on the streets hustling and killing people and robbing, or you're
hustling or you bustling.
Exactly. So, and it kind of covers like what it means to be human. Like a big part of the plot is like, the more you upgrade your body, the more you replace the meat with metal, the more you lose your humanity. That's like really covered heavily. Because there's like a thing called cyber psychosis inside the Cyberpunk series where people eventually go crazy. They eventually become so much more machine than man. Their brain just kind of like freaks out about it, and they just become psychotic and they start murdering people around them. And this kind of covers like even in such a cyberpunk, such a cold, dark world, the realization is that the most important thing you have in this world is connections with other people. So that's like one of the overarching things. But it's so successful, it brought back Cyberpunk from the dead. Because everybody knows Cyberpunk flopped at launch. I mean, it was garbage. I got the game in first game I ever refunded in my life. It was that bad. I usually don't, even when I don't like games, I don't refund them. That shit was so ass, I'm like, I'm getting my money back. It doesn't even make any sense to keep this on my computer. But now they said the game is breaking records. They're back to 1 million unique players playing a day. I'm like, well, God, the game was dead. The game was dead. But they've been fixing it the last 2 years since the launch. They've been fixing it. So now people are realizing, this shit, now that it's playable, this shit's kind of cool. They're like fixing everything. Now, I don't know how you feel about developers releasing games in terrible states, fixing them 2 years later, and everyone loves it now. What do you think about that?
I've never played a game that really has a lot of updates like that, besides like shooters where you get them year by year, or like 2K where you get that year by year. I've never had to play a game. So that's technically like you're playing the same game with updates. If you still have to spend money on it every single time.
But they release updates. They fix all the bugs. They're doing expansions. They add new content and stuff like that.
But I've never, so I don't know. I mean, I would be pissed off, but at the same time, like if I like the game, I'm probably still going to continue to play it. And if you make a game where it's fun to play, that's the whole essence of it. So
yeah,
whatever.
And it's fun, man. I like upgrade my body and getting cybernetics. It's like futuristic GTA. Just pull up, steal cars, fly around the corner and blast people. Go to the strip club and I don't think you can go to the strip club, but they should have added that to the game. They don't even do strip clubs in Cyberpunk. They just like put on these goggles and then like it'll put you into the experience. So it's like instead of doing porn, they'll record the male porn stars like his mind when he's like doing the scene, and then when you can play it back, you go into his mind and it will replay all the sensations visually and mentally of the dude. So they do shit like that in Cyberpunk where they're like they don't go to the strip club. They go to the little VR club. But that's like a whole side note, and that's that's in the show too. But yeah, man, big comeback. Game probably has a bright future. It's a dope game. Like I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to be. Would you want to live in that? If you were rich, would you want to live in a Cyberpunk universe? If you were rich, not poor. Hell no. But if I was rich, I could see it, man. I'd be getting upgrades. I'll be getting upgrades. I'm telling you, I'll upgrade my lungs, upgrade my arms, get like all kinds of cool shit in it. You can like download martial arts and shit like the Matrix.
You can do everything.
Yeah, you can download martial arts and skills like the Matrix. You can like switch out your eyeballs for like super eyeballs. You can like zoom in super far away, zoom back out. But let's not stay on this too long. It's supposed to be rapid fire.